produce jobs whilst also boosting the economy here in Tasmania. But I'm surprised to be here at this time for an election, because we know the election was due in 2022, not now. And the only reason why Premier Gutwein is going to an early election is because he doesn't have confidence in his capacity to govern for a full term. And it's not surprising, given he had two options. One is to either take the option that he has, or the second is to stand up to Canberra in the interests of Tasmanians. We saw JobKeeper ripped away from Tasmanians just a couple of weeks ago and not replaced with any support. We saw JobSeeker reduced just a week ago. We know that a range of other support, such as for the ferry to Devonport, runs out at the end of June. All of that combined will mean a massive withdrawal of support, pulling the rug out from the Tasmanian economy and jobs. And yet we have a Tasmanian Premier who hasn't been prepared to show leadership, to stand up to Canberra and demand the support that Tasmanians deserve and need. Rebecca White will stand up for Tasmania. Rebecca White will support jobs here in Tasmania and has a plan for it. She has a plan for service delivery, including support for upgrading of TAFE, not selling it off so that people can't get the training and skills that they need. She has a plan to reduce hospital waiting lists and to provide support for health. I was surprised last night to talk to a nurse at the Politics in the Pub event in Lonnie that we had here about the fact that you can't get a bulk billing doctor here in the north of Tasmania. That's something that federal and state governments should be working to address, because that means that basic health services aren't being delivered by GPs. We know that in terms of the future of Tasmania, that we need a government here that's prepared to deliver on essential services, prepared to deliver on affordable housing, prepared to deliver in health and education and training. Rebecca White is a strong leader. She leads a strong team here in Tasmania, and I believe she'll make a great Premier of Tasmania, and that's why I'm proud to support her campaign. I might just say some comments as well about the vaccination rollout, because I think that is an issue of great concern to Australians. And I say simply this: Australians just want certainty about when they are going to be vaccinated. We have said for a long period of time now that what the federal government should be doing is making sure they don't put all their eggs in one basket, that they have a range of vaccines available. And international best practice is 5 or 6. Here we know that there were just 3 deals done by the federal government, and we know that unfortunately the UQ arrangements that were being worked on didn't stack up, didn't come through. We know as well that the federal government, through Scott Morrison, promised very clearly that 4 million Australians would be vaccinated by the end of last month, by the end of March. And that was at the time, on January 7, Scott Morrison and Greg Hunt both said that they were under-promising and going to over-deliver. Well, they once again have over-promised and under-delivered. If there's something that characterises the Morrison government, it's a failure to deliver on its promise. It's a government that thinks that once it's made an announcement, job done. They don't have to worry about delivery. Well, this is a serious issue, and Australians are worried about the fact that aged care residents are being left, being told that they were going to be vaccinated, their loved ones go along to the aged care home, and nothing happens. The delivery doesn't arrive. We know that GPs are crying out to know how many vaccines they will have available for their patients, and we know that they're being frustrated by being told that that's not going to occur. We know that essential workers aren't getting the vaccines that are needed, and we know that the federal government have run out of state governments to blame. So this week they tried to blame the European Union for a day. Then the next day, Scott Morrison said he didn't blame the European Union, nothing to see here, they've done nothing wrong. Today I await the explanation. We need to stop this nonsense of Scott Morrison having a different answer every day. What we need is absolute certainty. Labor has been very constructive on all of the issues associated with the pandemic, but people deserve absolute certainty.